it's a boundless strike, and then outside of that, it's depending on what items you buy to lock heroes down. And we've seen Tundra in game 1, they have so many stuns, so many ways to play this mid-game centric lineup that it could just punish them once again. So we see this Furion last pick, and people might go, well, Spirit Breaker's really good into Furion, Corp's really good into Furion, even Earth with the Blink. Like, Tundra has ways to easily jump and find this kind of rat style of hero, but it's about the lane, right? Like, we are seeing Furion most likely be laning into the Ursa. That should go well for them. Then you hope that the Tide mid can farm as well. Morphling into, you know, can steal the flak from Gyro. If he levels it, support Gyro might not even bother leveling it in this game. But I can see Nigma, if they have good lanes, find a way to get that early Roshan and fight. But it's the same story as game 1, which it worries me a little bit.
Oh my god. Oh.
They're preemptively loading it up.
Oh, GH would love to take this away, but...
Oh, that's me so sad. Ready? It really... Okay. Oh, he's cancelling the animation. He's checking for the ward. He gets hit by the tower, snaking then... God. GH, place the sentry. Concise.
Hey, is there with the bounty? Nice little tip here from RW towards GH.
He didn't see snaking deny the ward, so now will he stand there and place his sentry, thinking, "Oh, I got myself a free."
I think he'll know that he denied it.
Do you think?
Yeah, he's gonna know that snaking took it out. He's
just checking.
Not gonna waste his time or his sentry.
Okay, in the clear. No. GH, God Gamer.
Yeah, he knows. So yeah, with these lane setups, I guess no surprises here. That's what we expected to see. How are things going to be up top for RTW?
Going to be pretty rough. Simply because you have... Oh, nice range creep actually there. Just because you have this OD eventually getting the hammer. Like right now, might be okay for Morphling to hit a couple creeps, but as soon as you have this hammer come out, there isn't going to be this innate support that has the stun to stop the channeling, and Morphling is going to need a quick Morbid Mask, retreat to the jungle, or move away.
Mid lane. Ironman, of course, taking to the mid this game with the Tide. Against the Quap, how do you expect to sort of see RMN fare? Is this okay, survivable, or can 9 bully him out of this one?
It's kind of like a bait lane, because you think you can lane there because you have Kraken to get rid of the dagger, but if 9 just plays around seeing the Kraken hit the refresh, then apply the dagger, I don't think RMN's going to have too much fun. And also you have to think about the fact of what's the rotation potential like in this lane. If 9 gets an active rune, bang, to the side lane gets a kill. What's a mid-tide going to do? It's going to, farm the small camp. He's not really going to instantly rotate and have that explosive impact, which, again, Tundra's looking for, and Nigma hopefully won't, be playing into, but Tundra, of course, will be making these moves. So very much Nigma, they have to get out of lanes with some type of play, right? Either Fury and TPing into a level 6 Tide in mid lane with Catapult Wave, taking a tower. I guess realistically, just Furion. Furion needs to be kind of setting the pace of this early game with just ping-ponging Tundra around the map.
And for Nigma Galaxy, how much do you think this was sort of been put into the thought of having the Tide mid when it was picked? Like, was it sort of, snaking? It's going to be fine. Or was it very much a last-ditch sort of change up in the draft because the Ursa got through that may have been forgotten about and they didn't want to put the Tide down bottom at all?
It does feel like, because they had last pick, they could easily talk about it, but it does feel more like a little bit of a reaction. Yeah. Just because they are trying to get the most out of all lanes, and with the heroes that they had, like, this one pick wouldn't, fix everything, right? Like, when you get to pick 5 and you lack a little bit of control, you lack a little bit of this, right? It is quite difficult, but when you are playing in this type of game, I think you won't mind control on a hero that he's comfortable in, right? Like, just give him the Furion, let him make these plays, let him farm up a Storm, and hopefully he can maybe, carry from the offlane, or at least enable the early game to give RTW an ability to carry himself. But yeah, it's an interesting one again. For some, Nigma has recently opted to try and draft away from cheap stuns and this kind of skirmishing of desires that other teams in Europe have been doing. Right now it's not working out, but maybe when Miracle's back and they're firing on all cylinders, this type of Dota could reign supreme. Again, it's hard to say.
Oh, Snake! I swear, Snaking's just had about 10 hits on GH there. He didn't get a single bash.
I think I saw a game the other day. Jenkins was watching. Spirit Breaker went 4-4-0. Didn't even level bash, mate.
Oh, wow. That is...
Well,
I mean, if you're not feeling lucky...
Yeah, why bother? You know, if you're not a betting man, don't bother getting Bash. But Snaking has Bash.
Well, instantly be crackened off, of course, and Snaking taking a few hits from the tower there.
That's close.
But, he's fine. We've seen Snaking live on the edge of his seat last game. He's ready to do so again this time round. He'll take the water rune. Close to getting the kill. Actually, Kuro, he will find it. Jumps in. There's first blood for Kuroki with the boundless strike. Nicely done.
Reminiscent of game 1 when Snaking made the same play on Monkey King, no? Jumping from the triangle into the river.
Kuro, you know, showing he can make the moves like Snaking did indeed in that last game.
You know, RMN, he's doing pretty well in this game so far. You know, 29-2, a hero that doesn't really care too much about the rotation of Spirit Breaker. He has had to pump his net worth into regen a little bit, so...
At top lane.
Oh, 33 does go down.
Solid kill in Nigma Galaxy. 2 kills to start off the action this game. Already looking like an improvement on what happened in game 1, where at this point already things were starting to look a little rough in the lane. But this time round, Nigma Galaxy with a much better grip across the map.
Yeah, they're just doing a nice job punishing. Like, Spirit Breaker is the type of hero where if you do a bad charge, you can't defend your own lane, and then you're out of place, right? So he goes mid, doesn't get a kill, instantly Nigma, you know, classic Dota, run at the off lane, stop him from playing Dota. And, you know, OD is nowhere near the hammer right now. He's still, you know, at least 1,200 gold away. Or 1,000. But yeah, it still very much is kind of mode farm for the for this off lane duo. They're not really hitting their peak right now.
GH continues to maintain central control around here so he can play freely with the Shikuchi. We'll see back in the mid. Now RMM, what's he going to go for this game? Getting the phase boots first after the soul ring. And then, I mean, what... Yeah, bottom lane Kuro should be fine. I'll get the trap on Skeeter with the Sprout. And some good control here from the Treants, allowing Mind Control to get quite a bit of damage in. Skeeter's still able to make it away. But yeah, what would you imagine is going to be the first big item this game for RMN? Is he looking for sort of that blink rush, or is he building auras for the team? What's he doing?
I'd love for him just to be tanky, you know, eat up the damage of Tundra. So, you know, go phase, go a hood, maybe even then go like a halberd to deal with like the Ursa if he jumps on top of him. And of course, then you want the initiation, a blink, refresher type situation. But yeah, very much allow RMN to just walk into the fight. Kuroki does go down bot lane.
Again, some good micro from Mind Control, but not quite enough. And body blocks there to stop Skeeter from getting away. So top lane, they're going to go for 33. He's used the Astral. Waveform a little short. They come over the Adaptive Strike. See the diving from GH. GH with the dive, gets the kill.
They have to find the kill bottom though. Meanwhile, the reason why 33 did die is because Snaking is charging into bot lane. Mind Control already low before Snaking even arrives.
Kuro will be able to get up into the trees in time. Tundra starting to hit back a little bit in this laning stage. Still overall though, Nigma Galaxy in the slightly better position here, 7 minutes in.
Yeah, this is really nice just because this is the type of game where if Ursa has a complete free start, he gets Diffusal Blade. Oh, no, he's fine. Diffusal Blade Blink, then he can destroy the Morphling. But if Morphling can equal the items, you know, he gets a man.
Kuro's still got a boundless.
Is he going to go for this?
I mean, it's a big
kill. He's got
no
Spring for 5. So
if he can keep chasing and go for the balance into the spring, he might be able to go for...
Oh, is he going to cancel the salve at least? Oh, no. Oh, no.
I see Skeeter salving up and knows that there's not going to be the opportunity for him to take him down. Will be enough with the Primal and the Boundless.
A rare moment.
Whoa!
Flashback from CSGO.
What was that?
A rare moment where RMN dies. Unfortunate. In a second.
Yeah.
In another second. There we go. A carry bought his own salvo in.
He did. Well, that was his own one coming out to him.
How long has it been since a carry has bought their own regeneration? That's why Tundra's doing so well.
I mean, Skeeter is, you know, he's in the zone. We saw him, you know, last game, insane KDA. So far, this game hasn't died. You know, even for the sort of brawling that Nigma Galaxy is bringing to him on the bottom lane, he's playing it very safe and sound here, Skeeter.
Oh, Mind Control. Getting scared. Oh, the first hit bash.
That's going to start the action off. Now he's into the trees, but Skeeter is in there as well. And with the charge at the ready, no chance for escape for Mind Control. Top lane, Smoke with the setup. Knight, he's ready to go. See what he can do with the lead in. Look towards the two of them. Hard targets to go on. RMN does have a Ravage available. See RTW turn to try and take the missile out. It's going to start shifting that strength up. They're poking at RMN for now. He has got the Ravage if he feels threatened. Astral into the hammer. They got the timing down to a T. He'll pop the Ravage, but that's not the Ravage you hope for. If you're RMN or Nigma Galaxies, a dead tide, and even when he's back up, no Ravage to contribute for the next move that Nigma Galaxy would look for.
Yeah, the start of that engagement, it was very much them running into the Tide and the Morphling, and hopefully for Nigma, they were like, okay, maybe we can surprise them. Morphling tries to initiate. Potentially, if RMN just popped the Ravage straight away, that could have gone a little bit better, but it doesn't work out. And then, you know, the product of that as well, Tundra just... When Fada plays these annoying 5s, he pairs up so well with 9. Like, the reason why Tundra just performs so well currently is the fact that Fada's... He has so much damage on his heroes and kills everyone. And mind control goes down as well. Like, the way in which they've broken down this map now, it is scary to play, right? Like, there is no Ravage. Mind control's died 2-3 times in a row. It's kind of difficult. Kroki, he can just sit on the trees and kind of direct his troops to farm certain areas, but it's kind of difficult for the heroes to feel like they have presence.
Oh, GH.
Very skilled.
Stepped into the hammer there. He's going to try and turn and chase down 33, but nothing GH can do on his own. Quick time that was back away from that, especially with the TP coming in from Fada. Level 6 with the cooldown, he's ready to fight. Mid lane, RMN stepping up, has Kuro by his side. Top lane, the charge is coming in onto GH. That's already used the time lapse.
No ultimate though on Spirit Breaker, so there we go. Can't be too cheeky and properly dive.
Well, he's not going to be diving tier 2s quite yet.
Well, you never know with Tundra.
That's true, actually.
Like they hit 15, so...
they were going past the tier 3s with tier 1s still up last game.
And if there was ever a hero to bait out a couple TPs, it would be the bulldozed Spirit Breaker, you know, getting deep in the base.
No, but the time, Snaking's now got the 6 ready for the next move. And he's already looking for it.
Will he get bashed by Roshan? Ooh. Oh, he didn't.
Let's get spotted out by GH. They know that he's coming in. RMN, he's a tough one to dive.
You know, luckily for Nigma right now, they're not actually reacting to this, right? Like, the charge is coming in, but they're not going, guys, let's set up and make the play. They are just farming, keeping it slow.
And they've got to be a little careful now. RMN will have the Ravage back up in 10.
Yeah.
See a smoke up from Nigma Galaxy. Actually, just from the 2 supports as they have their eyes on 33 top. See if the 2 of them can do it. And with the Primal Spring...
Oh, no!
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, goodbye. 33 back to base, and he's fine.
Agent Centaur coming in, the 6th man for Tundra. Oh, very
And RMN's got to be a bit careful mid. They may have the burst with a Sonic Wave and a cooldown if they want to do it. But they'll hold back. RTW shows his face as well as GH. Again, Tundra, at the moment, being very reserved with their diving.
But you can see, though, the itemization from Tundra, they're not playing a fast-paced type of game, right? I think specifically Quap, not going for the Orchid, going for a bit more tanky. You know, they're trying to initiate.
Oh!
Wait, does he stays on the tree, no?
I think so, yep. Was able to throw his way towards the tree before the Astral comes in.
Like, if you get glimpsed, you stay in the Astral. You don't get glimpsed back. So, like, that was kind of weird. Huh, cool. I feel like you should stay in the Astral.
Well, it's probably like Burrow Strike as well, right? If you get Astral mid Burrow Strike, you probably you come out at the end of the Burrow Strike, right?
But should it work like that? Do you think? Okay. Do you think if they've been able to press the button to get out,
if they've been able to press the button to get them,
but then they get caught, who do you think should be rewarded? The guy getting the catch or the guy getting out? Because currently the guy getting out gets rewarded. We keeping it that way?
I mean, if you get any sort of disable onto Monkey King when he's already jumping into a tree, right? Do you always end up in the tree, or the stun? Does a stun stop it?
Yeah, he always goes tree.
He always gets to the tree, right?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's across the board, works. So, you know, that's just how the spell is. And, you know, one of the reasons why Monkey King is so strong, right? You have that pretty reliable form of escape. As Kuro is demonstrating again, clearing out the mid lane, holding this tier 1 on his own right now.
Yeah,
he's defending the tower nicely.
Yeah, but going back to the point of tankiness, you know, Tundra, they are just waiting for their items to be able to play, right? Once Ursa has the Fusel Blade, they'll probably look towards Roshan. By the time that happens, Quap should have Sanj and Kaya. OD should have maybe like Blink Meteor Hammer. Like, they're all going to have these cheap items to then run at Nigma. And if you compare that, you know, Morphling will have maybe like a Yasha. Ursa will, Tidehunter might have a Blink if he's able to farm a lot. Like, it's a lot of waiting for Nigma, and they need to be ready to contest Roshan with everything that they've got. Otherwise, this could be Tundra really kind of excelling the lead that they are slowly building.
Looking pretty dead here. Oh, okay. I mean,
why not?
I guess he's got an arcane ring, but still 90 seconds on the Sonic Wave.
They're really sending a message there.
I believe overkill is the word, but he went for it, Nine.
Nice scouting from Mind Control, of course, sending off one tree from his first spawn and then spawning a second one, just having 100% uptime vision in Roshan. Pretty cool.
They got their eyes on RMN. I mean, Skeeter with a defusal. He'll be able to make pretty good work of RMN. TP's coming in. Okay, the Ravage will stop him from going down. RMN able to save his life. GH looking for the turnaround. Staking's going to go for the TP out. Won't get away with it. Mind Control's in with the damage. See if Nigma Galaxy can chase on for more here. GH has got his eyes on Fada. The side Kuroki has jumped in, but Skeeter's on top of him. They'll tear him down. Fada with the cooldown, good to go. RTW turns into the gyrocopter to try and fight back, and it'll be successful. Kills off Fada, but Skeeter, he's still good to fight. Steps back in, the Sanity Eclipse comes crashing down. Skeeter, does he want to go for another target? He's holding back for now. They'll leave it at that, 2 for 2.
Quite a lot of spells though, and no real kind of advantage gained. The main thing there for Nigma is now that there's no Ravage, Tundra are just going to be able to reset and go for that Roshan. Yeah, unfortunately for Nigma, not really able to contain the fight. I guess that's the main thing, right? Like with their type of heroes, they need to force Tundra to somehow retreat and then catch them like one by one within that retreat. Like if they utilize the Weaver Swarm with a Sprout, then the Boundless, like they do have kill threat. It's just so hard. Like it needs to be so perfectly controlled. And you see Tundra, again, they play around that, they poke, they don't fully engage into these fights, they don't allow for 2-3-man Ravages, like optimal Ravages. And now they are trying to instantly poke at Roshan, but these trees, this little bit of vision is actually scaring Tundra. Nice little D-ward here. Oh, unfortunately, Fada cannot actually hit it.
Yeah, they're going to go back in though, with Ravage not ready to threaten them. Skeeter knows he can have a solid chance of finishing off. We'll see if they can go for a snipe here or a steal. Nigma Galaxy.
You got this, Chief.
Can he make the jump in? GH has been caught out to the side. They're not going to be able to try for it as Tundra finish it off, pick up the Aegis on Skeeter. Haste Rune bottled up as well for 9 for the next engagement.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, still, Snaking's actually pretty low net worth. Normally Spirit Breaker is able to eke out a little bit more farm, but the way this game's going, he is just constantly throwing out charges to annoy them.
That's a good setup.
Connects onto top, yeah. So it's also nice to see Spirit Breaker be played in a way that isn't just, I have to hit creeps, I have to be this Shadow Blade hero. He is playing for his team, knowing that there is plenty of damage without him needing to find these items. This will now be the true test for Nigma in this series, because if they waste a Ravage, they probably will lose like half their map. That's how devastating this timing is for Tundra right now, because they have that defusal, soon to be Blink, OD with a Blink. Like they've hit such a mid-game timing that Nigma needs to be so careful with how they take this next engagement. And in Mind Control, he has the Orchid available in the Furion, so potentially could punish, you know, an overextension, but
had to try and catch out Fada there, but Fada quick with the big pole. Out of reach and ready to reset here with the rest of the team. Smoke up from Tundra, they're straight to the triangle, they want to try and find IL2W.
He is farming very defensively though, and also he's going Sanj and Yasha, so also not going for a more standard style of build. He is itemizing for the fight as well.
We'll see over in the mid.
They have Ravage.
They're going to go for RMN, see what his reaction is going to be. He's going to hold on to it for now and step out of the fight. Skeeter staying on top of Kuroki, the backup comes in, actually turns over towards GH instead. They'll set things up, the silence does come into play to stop an immediate sanity from coming out. Tundra now starting to back off. Nigma Galaxy, they're trying to move RMN back in position. Would have the mana with the Soul Ring pop, but it is kind of low as well. Not quite able to get back in, and they are still, of course, fighting into the Aegis on Skeeter. That's GH. They try for a rune snipe there. We'll just have enough mana to get away with that Shikuchi. He's not going to be able to get far enough away, though. 9 jumps in, finish off the kill. Mind Control, watch for the side. They get the silence now onto the quad here as Kuro's trying to commit, but 9's tanking enough to step out of the side. RMA getting burst, though, by the Sanity's Eclipse. RDW turns into the OD to use it against them. Snake King off to the side. He's looking for a new target to reset on. They'll be able to take down the Ursa wants. Snake King charging out of the fight. The Sonic Wave coming onto YLTW. Silence comes out with the Ravage. He has got the Ursa. The Balance Strike comes in. They've taken down Skeeter. But RMN will fall for this. Fada stays on top of RTW. They've lost Mind Control and RMN, Nigma Galaxy. They really want to pick up something else in return. They've got their eyes on towards Fada. Waveform 4 from RTW, but the charge comes in. ILTW goes down. They get the kill on Fada, but it costs them their Morphling. As Nigma Galaxy tried to continue to commit to get more out of it, but they lose their carry.
Oh, that fight, it lasted so long, but also started with Tundra kind of showcasing, even when they aren't able to connect with their
it's not over yet. Snake King. He's ready to start up some more action, Kuro.
Nice stun.
And be able to put a stop to that. Snake King is trying to step away from GH, but they'll get him actually with the Nature's Wrath. And with the silence, they should be able to get 33 as well out of this one. Mind Control helps turn the fight around, comes in, picks up a double kill to end it up.
Like, this is the thing though, like this entire engagement was Tundra showcasing, if they don't actually cleanly use their spells, Nigma is able to kind of kite and prolong the fights, right? You know, Weaver, he has the Yules to be able to deal with the status resist of Ursa. He enrages, bang, throw him into Yules, you can delay there. RMN, he had really nice positioning within the trees to kind of get the most optimal Ravage possible. Of course, Tundra did eventually win that fight, but it's the idea that they are playing with this confidence of trying to get a little bit more from every fight, where maybe if Nigma can keep punishing that to some degree, they can play into it. But again, it feels like Tundra, as soon as they know Ravage is down, they are just going to be grouping up and trying to, you know, play into this. Because if Tundra doesn't go aggressive, Nigma's like, well, how do we actually fight them? Like, if they smoke right now, they have to either Ravage them or Boundless Strike them, right? Like, that is their kill threat, on top of course, the damage required. So it is difficult for Nigma to take a fight. And if Tundra just reads that and goes, wait guys, we can just, you know, farm one more item each and then not die to the Ravage, they're going to be in a good spot. So
Nine's close to his few hundred gold after the BKB done. Looking for GH here, the dust will catch him.
Cheeky little yours.
Warm with the TP out. He is away. Nice elusive moves there from GH. Mid lane 33. He's going to go for a bit of a setup. Quick wave from RTW will put a stop to the combo.
Yeah, really nice stuff. And now we see RTW's got the E-Blade in his quick buy, going for the Ags as well. He's just looking to try and get himself some type of explosive damage. Like right now, if Nigma, if they can punish the aggression of Tundra, I think that's the main thing, right? I don't think we've seen a team go against Tundra and have a draft, which is like, if you walk into this area and you're not always 5, we will easily kill you. I think Tundra has been able to excel within the draft to ensure that they can play with their style and not be kind of hindered by these annoying style of defensive heroes. And Nigma right now, even though it doesn't look that good, they actually do have very good defensive heroes through the vision of the Furion trees, through the vision of Monkey King, the annoyance of Weaver over Yules and Aghanims, a Titan. Like, they actually have really good heroes for this. And Morphling will scale really nicely into this game if they can overcome this hurdle of aggression. So, like, honestly, this isn't as bad as the first game, which is a great sign for Nigma.
Yeah, this is, I think, pretty much a big improvement on any of the games that Nigma Galaxy have had so far. This is definitely their solidest start. You know, 22 minutes in, 1K lead. They're holding very nicely against the play of Tundra that has run over many teams in the past already at this stage, and as it did in last game.
It's still like this mid-game timing is still the biggest like threat for them, you know? Like if they die a couple times here, it still could suddenly run away with the game. As big, yeah, RMN.
Now, he is going to go down. Get the Ravage off, but it's not really going to set up too much for Enigma Galaxy. As Tundra, they'll back off. They lose Fada, but the rest of them are out there. Support for the mid.
All right. I do love the fact that Morphling, when becoming another hero, can use their voice lines. I don't know if it's intended, but it's a very nice touch.
Nah, it's probably one of those things.
Oh,
like, we'll leave that in.
Yeah. Oh,
but indeed, it's a nice thing.
Yeah, it's a banger.
Yeah.
So 500 gold away from BKB. Caught with a BKB. Like they're looking rather healthy to take these engagements. But again, Nigma have done a really good job at being able to offer up RMN as this kind of like sacrificial lamb just long enough to then be able to get some turnaround kills. Once again, the Yules coming out. If you're ever playing against Spirit Breaker, a Yules destroys the hero. Against Ursa, pre-BKB, destroys the hero. Yules does not in any way take into account status resistance, so they will always be Cyclone for the entire duration, no matter if they have Bulldoze active or Enrage. very good.
Yeah, the Shadow Blade is going to be the difference maker. Once he has that done, he's going to have much more of a chance of closing the gap. And Fada on the hump, 5 seconds, and Sonic Wave's ready to go. They're going to jump straight away under the tower, look to burst Kuroki. They will be able to do so here with a missile. Reaction coming in from Nigma Galaxy. We'll see what they can do here. Is Tundra back off? I say back off. Actually, Skeeter wants to get in onto RMN, but the disarm is out. Holding back the offensive potential for him now. They'll turn towards GH and they're bursting. Now the missile redirecting over towards RMN. It's going to work very nicely in their favor here as RMN stunned under the tower, finished off by the Sonic Wave. Setups there on the side. They're caught out RTW. Skeeter's in on top of him. The man is starting to get burnt. He's got enough to get out to the side. Turns at the quad to get him to the high ground, but Tundra, they're ready to go up to the high ground. Snaking, charging in the cooldown. The Sanity Eclipse goes crashing down. And yet again, Tundra, they're diving tier 3s. They're fighting under tier 4s. Snaking feels the effect of that.
Oh, and the tier 1's still alive.
I mean, 2 times in 2 games here, Tundra, and this time Tundra doing it in a game it's even on the net worth. You know, Tundra showing that, well, we may not be massively ahead, but when we see the opportunity to dive and get away with it, we absolutely will go for it, they say. And they do. Big dives and big kills.
Yeah, the beautiful layers to where the damage comes from, but also the simplicity in which when they find a hero, the ability to control that hero is so clear, right? You've got Imprison, Charge, just jumping on them, and also the amount of angles they come from. The fight starts with Kuroki just dying underneath the tower, right? And that kind of unlocks the ability to, oh, well, that's half the stun's gone, Owen, so we can now continue forward. Suddenly, of course, you know, RMN dies, and guess what? It's free game. Skeeter going, already has to BKB, quickly getting into that Blink Dagger. And now Tundra will probably be sweeping across the map, looking for pickoffs whenever they need, and then going towards Roshan. And you know, the Tidehunter, he did actually do the build, the phase, the hood, the halberd. They're very much going defensive, and why he's been able to at least be a little bit annoying in the early points of this engagement. But for Nigma right now, it's still the Morphling waiting game. If Morphling can get to a point of E-Blade, Skadi, maybe the Ags he has in Quickbite, like if he gets to these items, that's when suddenly the Morphling v Ursa matchup does kind of go tops and tails. It change a little bit because you can stop the Ursa from right-clicking with the E-Blade. You can also surprise him, 100 to 0 him if he walks up high ground. But then also you actually have kill threat, right? So again, this is a waiting game. The kill score doesn't really reflect how Nigma gets into this game.
Oh, quick jump to the side. A little bit mistime there with the use of the Astral and the blink forward from 9, but it could still work out. They've separated RMN from the rest of the team as RMN it's the Ravage off, but he gets blown up by the Sonic Wave. 9 jumps over towards Kuroki. They've found 2. Mike Charles tries for the BKB TP out, but Snaking's in with a charge. Another fight where 9's picking up the triple kill. See if we can get even more. GH and RTW will be able to break away. But another rough fight, and Tundra, they're now starting to break a lead ahead.
The Tundra, they just keep moving so quickly around the map because whenever they see one moment when Nigma's not out of position, but at least walking slowly to a new area, it's going to force out the Ravage. It's going to force out this monkey to be, you know, to throw out his stun. And again, I feel like I've said this so many times now, but it's so hard for Nigma to take these fights until they have every hero of like 20k net worth, because they either need to crush the game early or they need to have Orchids, Hexes, 4-stars, BKBs, Skadis, and so many items to feel confident. And you know, Tundra, they are just punishing it with the constant amount of charges.
Oh, goodbye, GH. And maybe even more here. They'll try with the E-Blade combo onto 9, but the BKB's popped. And now with the setup with the Astral, they're ready to go for RMN. Mind Control turns with the Sprout to hold back 9. They get the silence up onto the quad. The Snaking charges in. They take out RMN. RTW will be able to burst down 9, but now RTW low on the mana. He's got to retreat. The Sanities comes crashing down. RTW able to turn back into the quad to jump out. Kuro's left behind. Double kill for 33. Nigma Galaxy 3 down yet again. Even see Skeeter there eyeing up, chasing Mind Control back to the base. But they get the roast, they get the Aegis on Skeeter. Shard as well. And 26 to 14, that 5k lead, it's appeared, and it feels like it's only going to grow if we've learned anything from the last few Tundra games that we've seen. Once they get ahead, they know how to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, if you want me to be a little bit optimistic here, Morphling did gain 840 gold from that fight. So an Aegis fight where Morphling suddenly, has E-Blade already a point booster, like an Ultimate Orb, sorry. Like, if you're Nigma right now, this is not a game where you're going, oh, guys, you know, oof, Morphling got a kill. That's terrible. You know, like, they are honestly fighting for the scraps. You know, if they can get any fight where it's not a tier 3 engagement, where you're losing 2-3 heroes and suddenly catapult waves hitting tier 3s, etc., like, Nigma should be happy. This is not the type of game where they're expecting to have a 5-man fight. They're expecting to, you know, not die and kill everyone. If they can just get a little bit of something from every small engagement, that's when they're maybe going to be able to turn this around.
Bottom. Kuro. He's okay. He's going to get away with that. Quick jump in and a jump out.
And Croaky tried to go for the Atos onto the Spirit Breaker, but of course you Shadow Blade, you dodge the Atos. Croaky coming a little bit late with the detection. But I think if they ever connected on the barrier there, they'd have probably both died because how quick Skidder was to react, instantly TPing, then getting to the fight. But like this is kind of nice, right? If Nigma can get into this rhythm of Kuroki just skipping waves, something that core Monkey King does well.
It goes for the Boundless, but that's going to reveal his position.
Yeah, unfortunate. And it's why, you know, Spirit Breaker is so good against Fury and Monkey King, these split pushes. But if they're able to find a way for Monkey King to get off these kind of split pushing plays, it does enable the farm elsewhere.
We're going to see Snake King heading for action up top, but this was under a ward. He started off, so RMN aware that they're heading his way. I'll see if they're able to blow up RMN. They jump in, Snake King commits with the BKB, Sonic Wave comes out, the Ravage will be into play, and there's the axe from GH, gets RMN back up to full HP. RMN will turn for 9, but no further lockdown with the Ravage already used. So his life is saved, but again, Ravage put on that very long cooldown.
Yeah, and again, they highlighted just there, it's because of, you know, the Spirit Breaker Shard. It enables the ability to even go on a Titan, to entertain the fact that you can jump this hero because of the break, the extra 200 damage. It is a really good item.
Skeeter.
Spider legs away. Whee! Great item as well, spider legs.
It's 9-1 a chase. He's certainly looking at it. And the Shivas, he's got the opening onto GH. GH off to the side. See the blink picked up on RMN now. BKB on ILTW. So continued tools that will give Nigma Galaxy a much better fighting chance in these team fights. So ILTW will be pretty strong. They're 4-2-5. He's pretty much even with the Farmer Skeeter. He's still in a solid spot as the Morphling. They've just got to find this fight around the Ravage that'll allow him to pop off. It's going to be hard for the next minute. No Ravage and still the Aegis on Skeeter. They'll have to wait that out.
Yeah, but that's the name of the game, right? When you're playing into an Aegis, you kind of want to prolong it as long as possible. You keep split pushing. If suddenly 2-3 heroes TP to a side lane, the Aegis is playing a bit more aggressive. That's when you go for the engagement. But, you know, they're waiting a little bit. You see, actually, kind of here, Tundra has just split up the entire map right now. You have 2 heroes bottom, and this is why they see us if I'm mid. They look for the people trying to split push. They might... Ooh, quick blink from 33 there.
Yeah, see what they can find it. Trying to get ILTW into fighting position on Tundra's half of the map.
Well, RMN, mate, there's an Ursa.
Yeah, the Ursa standing next to him. See what they go for here. Starting up from snaking in with the charge of the bash. GH with the Ags. Healing up ILTW back up to full. Good defensive Astral. By a little time here for the Spirit Breaker, and Snaking's able to step out because of it. He'll survive. See if Skidder's still able to find a target. 20 seconds left on the Aegis to fight with. He's got his eyes on Mind Control. He'll be held back by the silence and the Sprout. Jump forward. Oh, in fact, with the bash, they're straight on to Mind Control. Put the BKB into the trees. Another heal from GH. Gets Mind Control back up to full HP. The Sonic Wave will knock him back. The bash is coming. Mind Control still goes down despite GH's best efforts to keep him alive. They lose Kuro as well in the tree line. The rest of Nigma Galaxy have to TP out.
And a perfectly placed spray from Tundra as well, putting that... I've not seen such a... Please,
beautiful.
Out of 10.
Tron holding up the tower.
Yep. But not for long.
Yeah. Crumbling in his hands.
That's so good.
Hey, so yeah, I was now seeing some of these stickers. I kind of wonder what else there is to use. Yeah. There seems to be some
there's only like
very nice sprays in the game.
There's only like 15 or so out there, but I think
okay.
I think sprays that actually involve the players.
Yes, they're the most.
Yeah, that's good. I think the cartoony ones, they're cool, but like, you know,
just putting someone's real face on the playing field is, you know.
Put it on the steps and suddenly it's all, you know, so good.
After that last little trade, it's now a comfortable 10k lead for Tundra. Nigma Galaxy, they're going to smoke up, try and fight into it. They have the Ravage. They've got the tools. They've got to get the jump. They have got the blink on RMN. They've got good ways to start off the action.
Oh no, the good old Spirit Breaker charging on through, breaking the smoke. Tundra now should be able to back away from this area. You know, like you mentioned, there is no Aegis. They have the tools right now on Nigma to be able to take a fight, right? Like, you've got Morphling with BKB, can try and, you know, get himself into the engagement and get some, you know, some clicks off. But if Ursa ever locks on top of him, the fact that he has the Basher can easily eat through this hero. But again, it's who jumps who. Even though it's 11k to Tundra, the value of Morphling, the value of Tide Hunter with the Ravage, like, you have to respect that. Oh, there he is.
Beautiful, I love it. Well, there we go. They have, yeah, nearly got level 25 on 9. Having rather the good game, 9.
When doesn't he have a good game, though? Let's be honest.
He's been pretty hot recently.
Like, when he first kind of hit the pro scene, it was about, like, consistency, like, especially like, with Skidder and 9, it was always like, how well do they perform under the pressure, right? And I think that was kind of the thing that stopped them from jumping up the tiers. But in the last year, they have really become the best of themselves.
Getting the pick off on staking.
Pretty cool.
See if they can turn it into anything else. Ironman is charging over to the mid.
Just trying to skip the wave here. Realistically, if Nigma wants to try and go for a tier 2, they have the vision to support this. They can try and play this area. I'd like them to de-ward the high ground spot that Tundra has some type of vision. This is, oh, it's actually expiring. Not too bad. But yeah. Will Tundra look to defend this buyback? There is a buyback available.
They're teeping in, looking at the jump. Oh! They blow him up. RTW is gone.
Was he morphing Agi when he died?
I think he was starting to morph, right? It's just the damage was so intense there from that initiation of Tundra. He didn't stand a chance. Tower is defended.
You know, Nigma, in this type of game, any kill they get, they have to try and do something with it, right? If they just AFK farm, they're going to, you know, slip further and further behind. So I respect them doing it, but just the jump, the threat.
These bashes as well. Skeeter just gets in and
here we go,
disassembles GH.
So he was Agi morphing. Or was it just... Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, no.
No, he just wasn't able to morph at all.
Oh, devastating. Look at him, he's like, I got the morphling.
Yeah, 9 with a smile on his face. I mean, as you would be, 17-1 and 8. Having a beautiful game. And can't help but feel this is 14k lead, and the way the last few moves have gone, this might be the part of the game where Nigma Galaxy fans might want to avert their gaze here as they look ahead.
Oh, mind control. You've been scouted out.
Gazing upon what's to come from Nigma Galaxy might not be pretty again this game, as Tundra seem to be in all but full control right now.
Controlled aggression, name of the game, and they have done it so well. Like, don't forget, if we rewind like 15 minutes, they were diving tier 3s. But, you know, they haven't been back there since that point in the game. Oh, actually, it was kind of that point in the graph, actually. Yeah, when it started going Tundra way, correlation of diving tier 4s and gaining gold was weirdly accurate.
A 9. Refresher on the cards next. They still need that fight, Nigma Galaxy. They need a perfect Ravage. They need RTW to be able to go to town. It just hasn't happened.
Like, they need like the perfect fight construct, which is Tundra without Aegis, to be very clear. Going into an area which Nigma has vision, then getting the Ravage into waveform, E-Blade, and blowing up the heroes. The issue with the E-Blade build is if you're not 100 to 0ing, the layered damage that you have separate to that is a Bloodfall on the Fury and right-click damage. So you have to be very careful. Because, like, see here, that's like a 3rd damage, right? So if RTW wastes the E-Blade, only puts us to a 3rd HP, the follow-up damage you have during that control will be fully removed by the fact that he's ethereal. So in Nigma, they have to be so careful with how if they're presented with a good engagement, they don't just try and throw everything at one time, because the damage is not all the same type from Nigma. And at this point in the game, of course, Fatted, you just pick up the gem. You just run around the map, you start de-warding, you close off the map, make it feel very uncomfortable.
Got the smoke. And Fada not really the hero they want to...
All by himself, though. That's a gem. That's pretty big.
All right. Now, he gets the cooldown off. I mean, they get the gyro, but it's going to cost them pretty big. Pretty much one hit into a Sanities as ILTW disappears. RMN doesn't stand a chance in the face of this Ursa. Skeeter tears them apart. They find GH in the trees. Buy some time with the Yule Center, but the Sonic Wave's there, ready on the way down. Astral into the hammer, 4 dead. They might give it one more fight here, Nigma Galaxy, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if the end is nigh. As Mind Control taken out, no buyback on any members of Nigma Galaxy. They're diving in. GH, he brought back for this. It doesn't last long, his second life. As he's out, everybody dead, no buybacks. As up to the high ground they go. Tundra ready to do damage to the base. They've got the fortification. Looks like Nigma Galaxy might hold on for one more attempt at a fight, but they're down 30k. And almost certainly at least one set of racks here, maybe more. We'll see how much Tundra want to push up.
Oh, I just love the fact that, you know, they're pushing mid. You see Spearbreaker charging like top to bot, getting all the creep waves, one of the key things about the hero. But also, you think back at the start of that engagement, right? They're jumping farther. They get, like, oh, he's got the gem. Let's maybe get some resource to us. But the amount of explosive damage that Tundra has, it is so scary. Quap out of nowhere can kill you 100-0. OD out of nowhere can 100-0 Morphling, because if you get him inside the Astral, then you throw out the hammer. If he doesn't have the correct amount of HP, he will just die. Of course, in this position, Morphling couldn't BKB for a gyro kill because he has to use the BKB for the bigger kills. And yeah, it's so difficult, but Tundra, they place so much of the map, but they're so quick to collapse.
LTW, he's gone in with the BKB. Turning the Ursa to try and get away. BKB comes to an end. 15 seconds until GH is up. Kuro tries to get the Wukong's command going. And it's going to be kept alive actually by the Astral. That's going to allow LTW to zip in, kill off the OD, but he'll lose his life for the trade.
You got to see the refresher Quap there. Throwing out 2 ultimates. And this is most likely going to be the GGS Croak.
I think so.
Yeah, throws out the Gleipnir from the high ground of the trees.
Mega creeps out. 40k lead, snaking. Even ready to maybe even start diving the fountain. As out by the Ancient, they have caught themselves GH. It's 42-17. This game is definitely sped up pretty quickly, as it was not a bad start for Nigma Galaxy, but the end has kind of ended up as bad as the other games that we've seen so far. It's not been pretty for them. Tundra, complete domination from the mid-game onwards, and no chance for Nigma Galaxy to make any sort of plays, as Tundra was just a step ahead in every single movement. And there it is, GG is called. Tundra will safely secure the series, 2-0.